The Castaways have now been on Treasure Island for 3 weeks, and once again the weather has turned against them. The two teams have learned to survive the vicious elements the hard way, but their fires and their campsites are always under threat.
We've had a bit of a problem with the rain and trying to keep our fire dry. So what we've done to keep our fireman Chad happy is we've gone and collected a whole lot of firewood, and we've built it a new side to our fireplace.
It rained all night, quite heavily, and we had some real concerns about the fire. Everyone's nerves were a little bit tentative, shall we say. There was some words spoken during the night.
Everyone's in a bit of a bad mood with Revel at the moment. Last night, Graham and I were getting up a number of times, 5 or 6 times, to tend to the fire because it was pouring down with rain, and Revel got up twice.
All we had was wet wood, pathetic little fire that we had to try and keep going all night. Revel didn't want to get up and pull his weight, and when we finally did get him out of bed, you know, he'd throw a couple of wet logs on and come back to bed.
I sort of thought, well, Chad had the responsibility of the fire, and all of a sudden we all had to take care of it. I felt like getting up and punching someone. I felt like punching Chad.
The ongoing conflict with Revel is sapping her HEFO's energy and threatening to undermine their ability to compete.
He's just so negative. Like, even on race day, sometimes he's really negative. And we had that big conversation last time. We thought it had picked up, but last night was just a joke.
There are no matches left on the island, so protecting their fire has become an obsession, and almost as important as finding food.
Got 2 really game chickens that are running around our camp.
They just tease us.
Yeah.
They wander around going, "How you going? I'm a hot meal." And they come so close, and then they just give up.
With each team now down to 4 members, there are fewer mouths to feed, but also more work to do, and the treasure hunt is unrelenting.
Excellent. Choice. Well, this should come in handy. We'll go and take this on. Hopefully the team's a little bit motivated to do some clue solving.
All right, what's it gonna be then, eh?
I'd say symbols again.
Symbols? I'm going numerical. Woohoo! I win.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Oh, nice big fat numbers in there.
Yeah.
Hungry and exhausted after a sleepless night nursing their fire, Chad and Graham go hunting for breakfast. There are still plenty of reef sharks to be caught if you have the energy for the chase.
It's a good size one too. Blunt up this time, that way up.
That's a good size, mate.
It's hard running up and when you got no energy.
Oh, yeah.
A message in a bottle has also washed up on her HEFO's beach. There's a clue to be solved, and Revel wants to be seen to be helping.
Oh, the cameras arrived, and so Revel sat down and started working on the clue, but that's not an uncommon thing to happen.
We've been working on this clue now for about an hour this morning, and we haven't really come up with much. It starts off 179, 31, 62, 95. Well, we thought, well, what we'll do is we'll go to the 179th letter of the Yo-Ho-Ho poem.
During the last challenge, both teams found a familiar pirate song, which is the key to the code.
And then go to the 31st letter after that, and then the 62nd letter after that. But we're coming up W-I-L-H.
Revel has the method and the first letter correct. It is W, the 179th letter of the song, but he's struggling with the rest. The once overweight student and his teammates have all lost a lot of weight. They don't have the body fat left to go far without food, so a meal of protein to start the mental and physical challenges of the day is essential.
When I go back to Auckland, I'm going to order some shark at a restaurant, and we'll make sure that they've chased it around the atoll with a machete.
While the shark cooks, Revel makes a breakthrough with the clue.
I've got it, mate.
Cool. What was the formula?
Just the basics. Down 179, take that letter. Down 31, take that letter. Down 62, take that letter.
Truly.
His teammates have killed a shark and cooked a fish breakfast, but Revel is never satisfied.
I've worked in 2 fish and chip shops, and after working in 2 fish and chip shops, you get sick of fish.
You won't get fresher fish anywhere.
That doesn't help. That really doesn't help.
Ahifo are very much a team divided.
There's the sense of urgency that Revel doesn't have, but he's already said that he only gives 75%. He's changed it now to 100%, but there's still not the trust and the friendships and relationships that you've built with the other people who have put in 100% the whole time.
He does make things hard, but as the group's getting smaller, if he does stick around, I'd say things are going to get even harder still.
I think South Islanders do things quite a lot different to North Islanders. I don't think... I think we are one country, but when it comes down to it, South Islanders live a different style than North Islanders do. And I just look at Chad as a typical Dorklander, to be honest. Yeah. His beliefs conflict with my beliefs, and that causes friction. I think there's a few little worms in the group that need to be sort of pulled out, if you know what I mean. 29, 28, P. All done. While paradise this island seems, is grave dangers in my dreams.
Man must protect himself and his own, by tooth and nail, by skin and bone. From wreck our weapons washed ashore, musket, cutlass, the bolt and more. A trunk they use to keep it straight, and fire to seal the other's fate. From Blue Blood Shrine to bottom map, 4x4 the nout good hap.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to sleep for a couple of hours.
After a sleepless night tending the fire and a morning chasing sharks, Diana, Chad and Graham are too tired to go treasure hunting. Revel hasn't exerted himself, and now he's impatient.
I would have liked to have just gone on with it and just, sussed the clue out and just bolted and just done it. But, majority rules at the end of the day.
On the other side of the island, Hahake are desperate to win the latest challenge.
Yeah, it is what we feel.
To the challenge rise, excellent. But it's another one of those ones that's relatively simple, but it's just very, very long and methodical.
For years I longed for passing birth to take me from this hell on earth.
Watched and waited from my zenith, for schooner, clipper, 'twas my penance. When no one came, I climbed to look, from highest trunk without a nook. I spied it 'twas a big surprise, left it for ye to the challenge rise.
One of the things with this clue is that it doesn't give any sort of direction or distance, so we're presuming it's something that we would have seen on the way. And we have seen a palm tree with a whole lot of sort of handles and footholds going all the way up, which we didn't use at the time, but it could be either that tree or it could be that we can climb up that tree and see a higher tree from there.
Hahake must find the highest point on the island, which is reached by climbing to the top of the main ridge and heading south. Once there, they must look for the tallest tree, but finding it amongst the hundreds of coconut palms on the island is no easy task.
We're trying to go off memory. It's got spikes coming out of it. Kind of looks like a power pole, so you can climb up it, but we can't remember exactly where it is. We know that it's somewhere by bars up high, and the only directions that we have got is that it's zenith, which is the highest place, and it's the tallest tree with that nook. Basically, we're just going to have to be wandering around with our heads up. We're still up high, and we're still near the coast, so I think we might be in the right direction.
Hahake know they've seen the tall palm tree before. The frustrating battle is to find their way back to it.
Should we go this way for another 5 or so minutes?
Yeah.
But eventually, they locate it.
Oh, here we go. We got it.
Yay! Bloody time.
There is a dangerous and daunting climb ahead for whoever dares to claim the latest prize. Team Hahake have found the tallest tree on the summit of Treasure Island. Now they must decide who's to climb it. Michelle desperately wants to prove that being a female makes no difference on this island.
Clark, I knew, wanted to climb up the tree, but he's been the action man of the team, and I just wanted to have a go. I wasn't really strategic, but I probably jumped in there before Clark insisted, because I know he likes things like that. Here goes. The first step's going to be the hardest, because there's nothing to stand on.
You got a hand there, love?
Yes, well, the first step I can't go. I have no...
Jane will come and help you.
Hang on.
Michelle ties a safety rope to each spike as she begins the 15-metre vertical climb.
Don't go too flat out, Michelle. Doing well, mate. It's bloody high out there.
Climbing to probably what is about like a 4-storey building.
Yeah, definitely 4th or 5th story, I'd say.
And she's doing really well. Like the prongs that she's having to climb on are fairly spaced out.
It didn't seem that scary until there were bits halfway up where the rungs weren't actually that well placed, and you don't really have that much time to muck around and making sure that that safety rope's always there. Because if you fell from something like that, you'd definitely hurt yourself.
But she's just about at the top now.
It's the arrow for the crossbow.
Oh, cool.
The crossbow which the bolt fits belongs to their rivals. Hahake saw the other team with it when they last met. As well as the bolt, the clues also led them to a hole in the trunk of the tree. But Hahake are baffled about what to do next.
Can you look through the hole?
I see palm trees.
Maybe we've got to let that go somewhere.
No, I think we keep that and we keep heading in the direction of it.
Well, I think all we've really got is going in that direction.
Okay, so this is the island, right? The arrow basically was pointing in this direction, towards north.
Okay, well, let's go that way.
Okay.
Hahake decide to strike out in the direction indicated by the crossbow, but they have misread the clue, which is actually telling them to look through the spy hole in the trunk of the tree.
What we're trying to do here is leapfrog, which is a technique we've learned about keeping straight lines. I did it last time through a real dense bush. It didn't work terribly well. We ended up having a little bit of conflict, so all going well this time. We're a bit calmer and less conflict.
Hahifo are still asleep in their camp. Exhaustion has overridden clue solving. Hahake may be battling with their directions, but they're well ahead.
This is not where I saw on the, when I was up the top of the tree.
So I've come on the wrong angle?
No, yeah, completely.
Yeah, no, this is the Norris. There's our camp just down there.
Way around to the north.
So once again, our leapfrogging doesn't work.
What do we do now?
I mean, what we discussed as the second option was to go and do a trade, a completely blind trade, not really knowing what we want.
Well, if there's a hole up there and it says I spied something, maybe we need sort of like a lens of some sort, or a telescope or something to shove in that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, chances are whatever we need, they're going to have it. Yep,
Okay,
well,
let's
go and call a trade.
Yeah, do it now.
Grab the gong.
Bang the dong.
The sleeping Hahifo are awoken by the trader gong. Somebody wants something. The question is, what?
We've just had the trader gong go off. I've kind of got a feeling that they might be needing some fire for tonight's dinner. So, well, I hope that's true, because we went to such a big effort last night to keep our fire going because we didn't want to trade with them. If it is, it'll be good.
Revo, we've got a trade, so we need to talk about negotiations.
I know. No negotiation.
Sorry?
No negotiation.
With them?
No.
Not after
Don't
your
get
last
lost.
experience
No,
with
they can get
Tanya
lost.
and Rick.
No. You need fire? See ya.
Trading always brings friction to Treasure Island, especially since Tanya forced Hahifo to give up the food they had won in the last challenge as punishment for breaking a trading promise. Hahake know their rivals now loathe Tanya, so they send in Kane as their new negotiator.
Thank you for coming once again, Diana.
No problem.
We've come to a part in our clue where we're reasonably stuck with what we have, and we think we need something from your team. The part in the clue we've got talks about how we have to spy something, and so we're thinking it may be something like a telescope, and was wondering if your team had a telescope as part of its booty. Today on our adventures we've picked up what we believe to be a bowstring and a bow arrow, or an arrow to go with the bow, and what we'd like in exchange for that is a telescope, if you happen to have one.
I think we probably can help you with that, and we would be interested in what you have to trade. There is one other thing though that we would like, and that is a cup of rice.
I'd be happy to chuck in a cup of rice for our machete.
Yeah, I'd be quite happy with that deal, Kane.
In exchange for Hihifo's spyglass and the machete, Hahake will pay a cup of rice, plus the bowstring and the bolt that complete the crossbow. For a change, the trade appears to have worked for both teams, but Tanya is never satisfied.
We'll be fine. We'll give them the wet bits.
A cup of rice.
We'll be fine.
Well, we should get some rice in today's
Well, yeah,
food,
we
maybe.
should get rice and flour today, and it give us extra incentive to win the
It's the only thing we do
luxury.
actually have in our larger.
Yeah, and we do have quite a bit of rice.
As well as some rice, Hihifo have now got the bowstring and the bolt that complete their crossbow.
I'm not sure how important the telescope was to them, but we can use that pig hunting, hopefully.
Yeah,
What do you reckon, Greg?
Yeah, definitely. We got pretty close to the pig today, probably within 10 metres. So I'm hoping, we'll be able to nail it with this now. But yeah, it was a win-win situation for us. We scored the machete for nothing. So we've got a cup of rice, which is pretty valuable. And got this for our crossbow. So no, great trade. We're very happy.
Ahake must hand over the cup of rice, but it's never that simple in this bitter contest.
Got some rice. All our rice got a little bit damp yesterday, so you made us a little bit damp, but we've had some of the damp rice, and it's still fine.
No, that's fine. We were hoping for a bigger cup, but...
Yeah, we're hoping to give you a bigger cup. That's about half of what we've got.
Okay.
So that's the only food that we've got left. I'm sure you understand the food situations
I certainly do.
as we are two teams of an
Your
island.
machete is very sharp. We've just sharpened them yesterday.
Oh, excellent, thank you.
And this is the telescope.
Fantastique. Should do the job nicely. Oh, lovely.
Hahake returned to the tall palm on the island summit, this time with the spyglass, or telescope.
Here it is again.
Back to the climbing tree.
This time with the crucial element in the telescope, with hope.
Bit of a deja vu, actually, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to bring her up. Which one was the one that slipped? Okay.
Michelle is undaunted by the climb. She will prove to her teammates just how tough she is.
She was very much, I think, from the school of thought that the girls can do anything, sort of school of thought. But also, and similar to lots of us here, hated getting help.
Keep going, you're doing well. Keep your feet close into the trunk, mate. Those poles don't look too solid.
Can you see anything yet?
It's a black flag.
Is there anything on it?
Yeah, with a skull and crossbones on it.
Whereabouts, mate?
It's definitely on the west side.
Cool.
And it's about probably 50 metres in from the coast. That way.
Load away.
Right, mate, you might as well come down. We'll head straight there.
Hihifo finally set off on the day's treasure hunt, hours behind their rivals.
The day before yesterday, we went to this chieftain's tomb, and when it says in the clue blue blood, we were thinking hierarchy. We know that every clue has a starting point, and we were thinking, well, that's where we were. Why don't we go back up there and then go from there?
The starting point is the royal grave where Hihifo won the last piece of the treasure map. From there, they must count 160 paces south.
Bottom of the map is south, so and 4x4 is 16, plus the naught.
Plus the naught.
Is 160, so what we're going to do is head up there and take 160 paces south, and hopefully we'll find our treasure.
The south must be that way.
I'd say east from the camp was more like that, whereas you guys are saying like that. So you're south being that way, I would have said it was slightly more that way, but I don't.
But measuring distance and direction is a big weakness for Hihifo, and threatens to be their downfall again.
We get up there, it had been raining, there was no sun out, we couldn't build a sundial. We were in a part of the island that we weren't really familiar with, and trying to pick south from there was just a complete joke.
Do it there, mate. So that way, mate?
Yeah.
No, that's not what we said.
I'm just asking, where do you want me to go?
Turn around a little bit more, about there.
You go that way, here, mate. Okay.
It's starting to... Okay.
Hahifo try to use the leapfrog method of following a straight line, but as Hahake have found before them, it's never that easy.
We're just pacing out 10 pace intervals, basically, and lining up with the person behind you. That way you don't lose too much direction, you're pretty much dead on. And by taking short amount of paces, you can also get a pretty good average of where you're going to be as well. So, yeah, it seems like a pretty smart thing to do, I reckon.
10 more?
You're the last one. 10 more, mate.
Yeah, this is it.
Hahifo measure 160 paces, but they are way off course.
I make it here.
Why don't I leave the spade here, and this can be our, say, rough mark, and we'll spread out around here.
The team agrees to leave the spade as a marker.
The clue said that they used fire to seal a trunk or something along those lines, so it might be a
Trunk of a tree.
trunk of a tree, like a burnt tree.
But when Diana goes to check the written clue, it's missing.
Well, I haven't got the flax.
I can feel it.
I've only got these bits.
You got the flax bit? Someone got it out of the treasure chest, right?
Yeah, I did, but I only got those bits. I didn't...
You didn't get the flax?
No.
Revel has left the clue behind.
We are stuffed, aren't we?
That's a big boo-boo as well,
Mistakes
because
today.
it's got our code cracking on it as well.
We've never done that. Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
some of it. I've actually written some of it on that poem itself.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
see the hero back at the camp, and I mean...
Well, no, if you didn't bring it, then it's back in the
It's all
chest.
back at the camp, so it's not a big issue. We know where it is. It's what's important.
Hahifo can't believe what they now have to deal with.
I'm going this way.
I'll go straight ahead again. We have to scan out this way more from our spade, because we've gone down this way.
No, we'd have to go back then.
Oh, well. Anyone have any joy?
Okay, back to the spade.
We haven't got the spade there.
Back to this spade.
You picked the spade up. Can you put it back where it was? Approximately?
Why'd you pick the spade up for?
That was our
That's
point. That was our marker. Idiot.
What little patience Hahifo had left is exhausted. Revel's team have had all they can take. Team Hahake are well ahead in the latest treasure hunt. They're desperate to find the Jolly Roger flag Michelle could see with the telescope.
It's the flag! Brilliant! Smells like a map.
At the bottom of the tree, a chest.
Oh no!
That's all right. We've got a clue in there as well.
Big box and...
Rice and flour. I've just checked, but I'm pretty sure it's flour. And the winner is... it's rolled oats.
Again.
Brown sugar.
Porridge.
So,
What's the bet? This is flour. It's flour.
All right.
Damn surprised.
Oh, look at that.
Is it the same kind of clue?
Absolutely.
Right.
Hahifo have retraced their steps back to the royal grave. A break in the cloud allows them to use the sun to work out the southerly direction they must travel in.
Well, theoretically, you should be standing on top of it. Right.
They now must find a burnt tree stump and something to hold a crossbow steady.
I saw that before, but I didn't take any notice. What have you found, Chad?
I found something attached to a tree which I think points in a direction, hopefully, of something.
wasn't that thing to stand on Pirate's Camp?
No, it's not. That's a different one. This one's totally different. The other one was in the middle of a tree. Can someone go that way? Hey, Revel, grab the crossbow and stick it in this.
The crossbow is set to fire from the bracket on the tree.
And be really careful of the trigger.
All the prickle bushes.
We might be eating tonight after all.
No, just leave it. Just leave it. Let's just leave it.
Well, it's there.
No, just leave it.
It's there for a reason, you gimp.
No, Dwarf, it stops the base of the handle.
Okay, guys,
it
this
stops
is
it
a
moving
dangerous
backwards,
piece
exactly.
of equipment. Just settle down, eh?
Okay, I'm just going to put the crossbow on it.
Yep.
And watch where it goes, I would suggest.
We'll fire it and see where it lands, okay?
Yeah.
At the moment, it's kind of just pointing towards bush. So hopefully we can find it when it gets there.
Suggest.
Oh, yeah. Where'd it go?
Oh my God, where did that go?
Oh my God, it went, I don't know, it went somewhere.
Went fast too,
It
eh?
went straight,
Really
it sort of hit that tree right there. So
That palm tree.
That palm tree, so we'll go and try that, eh? Yep.
Over there.
Yep.
Here it is.
We got it.
It's in the tree.
It's in the tree, on a board. 100 degrees.
The sign the bolt has hit tells her HEFO the bearing they should move in, 100 degrees.
Supersized. Over that way.
Taking north is 0 degrees, 100 degrees is east-southeast.
I found it.
Excellent.
What a bloody nightmare.
Good stuff, Rev. Good stuff, mate.
Thank God.
Good work. Okay, open it up. Let's see what we got.
Hello. What do we got?
Inside the chest, flour, rice, and the second clue.
Okay, we'll just have a quick look before we head back, eh?
Same one, hopefully. All right.
So we've already got the code. That'll be fine.
Their rivals have wasted no time tackling the second clue. It also uses the pirate song to crack the code, but this time they must count backwards from the end of the song. It will take many hours by the campfire to decode this one.
It's looking reasonably dark at the moment.
Sure is.
And so we think it's also getting pretty close to curfew time, so we're not going to be able to get out and do anything tonight majorly with it. So we're going to go home, cook up some dinner, while a couple of us sit around and solve this, and then we'll go out at first light, hopefully. And get it, and hope that the other team hasn't done it already.
Now both teams have the food clue, but when HEFO return to their camp, they are in for a shock. Someone or something has been there before them. They've been ransacked.
Oh my God.
What?
Something's been in our camp. Maybe a pig. It's broken the pot. It's been into our food container.
Ah, the little pig.
I'm sorry, but all our flour's gone. It's all strewn everywhere.
Is there anything we can save?
They just keeps on getting cheerier.
Oh, we can save that.
Bloody smart pig that undoes knots. But anyway, yeah, I'll still do.
HEFO now suspect that their bitter arch-rivals may have stooped to sabotage. As a new day dawns on Treasure Island, Team Hahake are leading the hunt. They've decoded the food clue overnight and are ready to set off after a hearty meal.
Okay, for breakfast, we have rolled oats made into porridge, done absolutely perfectly, and we have a touch of brown sugar. Yum, that looks really nice, Tans. It looks like normal porridge.
Is it just me or has it got the tang of jandal?
I reckon. I was going to say that, yeah.
Journal porridge.
Hahake have just 2 pieces of the pirates' treasure map. They know their rivals have 3. Today, they must win.
This clue, the secret that my island holds in its haunted rocky folds.
Can be found by those who bound against the clock past Mushroom Rock. This rock, the first atop life bursts, take 9 steps 10 times along the coast. The first one there will get to boast, but goblins hang out in this hole. Look out, for they will take their toll.
So what we decided to do is walk around anti-clockwise around the island until hopefully we find Mushroom Rock, or something that looks like it could be called Mushroom Rock. We're not sure what it is yet. We've seen a few that may be like that around here, and then we're going to go 90 paces from there and see if we can't find some goodies. Now, we're thinking it's going to be in a cave because it talks about a hole where goblins live. So we'll see what we can find. Go from there.
The location both teams must find is a haunted cave lying 90 paces anti-clockwise from Mushroom Rock. The walk round the island takes them past Hahifo, who are still in camp and stuck on their clue. They are also still suspicious about their ransacked campsite.
We saw the other team walk past, but we decided that we needed to get on with this clue. We're a bit behind and we need to dig a bit deeper and start really competing with that team. So we chose to just let them go past and we're concentrating on our clue.
Hahifo could have solved their clue by firelight last night, but they did not. And now their poor use of the nighttime has put them well behind.
Well, that rock there kind of looks like a mushroom, so Michelle's going to take the steps from there, the 90 steps, and the first rock that looked like a mushroom, Kane's taking the steps from. There seems to be another one up here, so I would assume that Clark will take that one, and the next one I'll take. We don't really know which rock is Mushroom Rock yet, so we'll just try and do the steps from each rock and hope like hell it's that one.
The fit and determined Hahake are outdoing their rivals at every turn.
Now this is 90 paces here, so that must have been from the second rock, not Kane's one. And there's a cave over here.
Michelle has chosen the correct rock to pace from.
Guys, I found it! There's a skull here. Quick, this is the cave. Somewhere in here. Oh God, you're not stuck. Yeah.
Fearful of sea snakes, rats and bats, Hahake move carefully into the darkness of the haunted cave.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
They will search every nook and cranny, desperate to be the first to claim the food prize.
There are heaps and heaps of holes and crevices. It can take a wee while to have a decent look through all of them. In fact, I don't even know how far back some of these go.
Deep within the haunted cave, the hidden booty waits.
That was a moth.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, cool.
Here it is right here. Oh my God, it's so wedged in. Hi guys, I found it!
Oh, nice work, boss. Bring it on down.
Yeah.
A victory for Hahake ties the contest. Each team now has 3 of the 9 pieces of the treasure map.
Do the action.
Open it up.
I get the honours, do I? All right. This better be worth it.
Chocolate.
All right.
Look! Open it up. Don't be selfish.
Yes, it's very rude.
All right. I'm going to be very pleased to see this.
Oh, don't
It's a cabbage.
Oh, man. That is
So far from chocolate, it's not unbelievable.
I hate cabbage.
Oh, but wait. There's
Oh, limes.
over a lime each.
As well as cabbage and limes, the sack contains rosemary, cinnamon, fish hooks.
And finally, a piece of mat.
I'm going to need that in a couple of days.
What, you're going to need it to hand it to one of us in a couple of days?
Hell no.
Hey, we've got 3 pieces of map now, haven't we? We should
Yep.
put them together.
3 each.
Yum! They don't have to know that we got a cabbage and 5 limes, but a little bit of psyching out of the other team never hurts. And just in case they think that we're being mean, a bit of a smiley face as well.
The smug Hahake return to camp. Hahifo have finished solving their clue, but they're too late.
Alrighty. Let's go.
Hahifo hurry, but fear the worst.
That looks Mushroom Rock. Looks pretty obvious that it is Mushroom Rock. Looks like a big mushroom.
When they finally find the cave, it's been stripped bare.
I think judging by this, we're in the right place. But there's nothing in here, so obviously the other team have beaten us to it.
Revel wants to shrug off their loss.
I think we're ahead psychologically because we're the only ones that have won 2 in a row.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I don't think we should underestimate the other team. I think they're really performing well, and we really haven't performed this time. And, you know, we've got to really pick our game up. So it's all very well to praise ourselves, but we need to really take a good critical look at the way that we've done this. And what we did wrong here, and why we didn't actually we weren't the first here.
Diana has led her heifer from day one. She's not giving up now. They must get back in the race. Hahake choose a novel way to celebrate their victory.
The skinny dipping thing was a moment of insanity, really. I was the first to derobe and ran out there first, so I basically got front row seats. And let me tell you, it wasn't a blockbuster. It wasn't exactly free willy. It was more of a spot of whitebait fishing on the west coast, which wasn't all that pleasant.
I mean, I've done it in the past, and it's often quite a liberating experience. I'm not sure if the others have done it in the past, but I mean, it's just something, you're on an island, there's no one else around, you don't have many secrets after spending night after night together, and so it just seemed like the natural thing to do, and it was a bit of fun.
If this was slightly murkier, it would be okay. I'd be flicking around, but you know, the thought's there.
Mindful of her career as a business journalist, Michelle abstains.
Hey guys, it's time to get out. We've got elimination.
Okay, bring me a towel, Shell.
Yeah, bring out my towel!
Bring out the towels!
You got out there in the first place. You'll have to walk back, and it's a long way. That'll show them. I'm hard at work collecting firewood, and they're making their own sort of energy, the wrong kind. Oh, stop throwing.
They laugh now. They are, after all, the closest of friends. But tomorrow, another one from each team must leave Treasure Island. Elimination Day on Treasure Island always brings with it suspense and tension.
It'll be very, very nerve-wracking at the elimination today, I think. I just hope it's not me. I'm not quite sure who's going to go. I hope it's not Clark, because he can fish and feed me. So either Michelle or Kane.
I'd quite like to have Diana eliminated from the other team, purely because at the moment I think she's one of the stronger members of the team. Diana at the moment seems to be holding the team together, and if it's three guys there, then the testosterone levels might get a bit higher, and they might start to get a bit bitchy at each other and start fighting and collapse a bit, which will be useful for whoever goes on for Team Hahake.
When you get down to the final four and you have to pick someone, it just gets ugly. I've actually sort of been going through this and picking who I thought would go next. And Kane would be probably who I'd want to lose the most. Kane's been living up to his student reputation, and he never shirks his responsibilities. He just, you have to sort of ask him to do things or mention that there's something that needs to be done, and he'll do it. He just isn't really good on initiating tasks for himself.
He's brilliant at the clue solving, and he sits down, he's got a lot of patience for that side of things. But that's not all there is to it, the island life. In fact, I wouldn't even dare say that was half of it. It's the survival side of things, the keeping the campfire going, the getting out fishing, the doing things without being asked.
Hahifo are very definite about who they'd like to see the back of.
I'd prefer it to be Revel, just because his personality is quite different to Graham, Diana and myself. We're all quite straight up, and we sort of don't quite understand him.
Chad's probably my biggest competition. He's fit, he's got a good sense of direction, and he's had army training and stuff like that. So I think the weak link is probably Revel. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be here come next elimination time.
I've always been thinking that Graham could go real close, but I honestly think he's going to be one of the last two. And the other two, I'm at least on a par with them.
My first reaction to who holds this team back would be Revel, but actually I don't know if that's true, because he actually does really well with decoding. It certainly wears a little thin though, trying to manage Revel. So maybe in that way, I guess he is the most difficult. But I mean, if Revel goes today, we will miss his decoding. We just won't miss some of his behaviour.
No one wants to leave. That final $25,000 in buried treasure is too close. But this time the computer test is harder than ever. For 2 of the 8 castaways, it will be their downfall. There is no way of knowing who is leaving Treasure Island until the computer delivers its devastating verdict.
Diana, Michelle.
Michelle, no! I just taught you how to fish. Thank you, eh?
Oh my God, who's going to cook?
Diana, the leader, negotiator, and unifying force of Hahifo, is philosophical about leaving. But Michelle, Hahake's most competitive member, is gutted.
Michelle is one unhappy camper.
The one thing that Michelle hates the most is sympathy and people feeling sorry for her, saying, are you okay, are you going to be all right? There's nothing you can really say in a situation like this.
No, it was awkward.
Yeah.
It was awkward. We were just standing there in silence going, okay.
What do you say?
There's nothing to do.
And she was looking at me and I said, say something. She goes, I don't feel like it.
Today was a bit of a shock. I mean, someone had to leave, and I was a wee bit caught out with her leaving and the way that she left and the fact that she didn't sort of say much. She said about 3 words and got on the boat and took off. But that was her approach from start to finish, sort of cynical right through and then silent at the end.
See you guys. I love you guys.
Thanks for everything, Di!
Keep calm, be strong.
We've lost our cook and an extremely strong woman at that.
She was a fantastic part of the team, and we'll dearly miss her.
She thought she'd be first to go, and, you know, to get in the top half's just awesome.
There are now 5 men and 1 woman left on Treasure Island.
Only female left. Well, the only concern that has on my shoulders now that these guys may trade me in the next meeting, which I'm a little bit concerned about.
Become a scarce commodity.
Actually foils my
starting
plan.
to look a little bit Neanderthal on the other side, and I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah.
A devastated Michelle cannot even bring herself to look back. Next week,
That to me is hot pork on a plate.
You're just being a Neanderthal!
what Hahifo can't win by fair means, they'll take by foul.
I know that it might seem like a bit of a dirty tactic, but we've got no other option.
As the gloves come off and the name of the game becomes ruthlessness.
You can stick your good faith up your bum.